Bethany, who's a good friend of mine. And this is not a new thing for you because it's what, a month
and a half.
Month and a half ago she was really doing this. So she's a newlywed, has gone through all these experiences and understands it. And this is not her real job, as you can tell, but she is with William Stewart Realty, and she's doing this as a nice favor to us, and she looks fantastic. And another newlywed thing to worry about, whether you're buying a house. And there you go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great plug for you.
Contact me.
So Erica, kind of tell us a little bit about some of the important things to look for when it comes to pulling this all together, the whole look and making everyone happy when it goes to it.
Of course, so starting with your wedding dress, which we work with a lot of bridal shops, and we thank you, and Spark actually was nice enough to donate this for us, so thank you for that. When you're first shopping for a wedding dress, I would say to make sure that it's comfortable. And you can move in it, you can wiggle, you can dance, because you are going to be in it for about 8 to 10, 12 hours. And I think you can contest to that as far as it being comfortable. Also, to accenting it with jewelry pieces, and make sure it's who you are and it's what you always wear. You don't want to go over the top. And something simple like this was provided by Perception Jewelry, and we thank you for that. And then her hair and makeup too, making it simple and nice, and that was provided and done by Salon KG. So we thank you guys for that. And I would say another tip and trend would be you don't have to break the bank.
Right.
You don't. There's a lot of outlets and there's a lot of options for you. You don't have to break the bank and get a nice wedding dress.
So this is all important tips, and like you said, pulling this all together. And this is a great visual for you, but to pull this all together, these are things that people can come in and get these references and referrals and get a visual perspective from you as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
yeah, I know that you think that's important. Right?
Definitely.
Right. So Bethany did a great job for us. We really appreciate her coming in. This is something important to come together. One of the other things I think that's also important that's out there is people that are newlyweds, that have just recently been married, are great references to come and talk to your friends about the different things, because I think sometimes we put things together when we're getting married and then we realize afterwards, man, I wish I had done it differently, right?
Yeah.
To do it in a different way. So, and you had a great venue. You were here in downtown, right? Hotel Providence, that's right. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
You look
you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
See, that was one of the surprises we wanted to try to get in without everybody knowing what it was. So thank you to Spark, thank you to
Perception Jewelry,
and
KG Salon.
KG Salon. So
Yeah.
thank you
Salon
to all those
KG.
guys. Salon KG, there we go. So thank you to all of you guys very much for doing this, helping us getting launched in this way. One of the last things I want to touch base with Eric on is before I bring in our next guest is budgets. So there's kind of misconceptions out there of what people should plan for, starting from engagement, from the rings and everything, and then about all the other little add-ons that end up coming. And we mentioned earlier about how there's the rehearsal dinner and then the wedding and the wedding dinner that's traditional, but then there's a brunch, and then there's the bridal shower, and then there's engagement parties, and all these things that kind of get thrown at you, which you do or do not have to do, but they become more and more common. What would you say are some of the reasonable estimates or budgets that people should have in their minds to look at that are out there?
I think you shouldn't read what's online. Just because, we've read some articles where say Rhode Island's weddings cost $16,000, which is not.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
We're getting the what out there.
That doesn't work. I would always say consult a planner or professional first to really sit down with you, divulge into your budget.
Right.
Everything has a variable. So someone might want flower walls and someone might want no centerpieces. So that budget is always going to be different.
Right.
Just giving them price ranges and make sure that you're connecting them, like I mentioned, with the vendor matchmaking, that's someone that's going to go along
I
with
like
their
that term,
budget.
the vendor matchmaking. I like that.
Thanks. So just kind of guiding them, and this is a whole other segment we could do on budgets, I feel like,
Yeah,
because it kind of
absolutely.
nitty-gritty getting into it.
The 411 on budgets.
Yeah,
There you go.
there we go. So yeah, it's just kind of, we like to sit down with everyone, get to know your style, we'll do your design board, what you like, what you don't like, and then from then, we'll build your budget.
So that's a really good point, and I think that also goes back to the DIY portion of it there as well, is that you will find that there are certain things that you want to do that are better off getting consultations from someone like Erica to try to put that all together. And it is challenging to think about it, but you do need to have some realistic expectations. And if you can't afford certain things, you can make the suggestions on what to do to put in those places to make that happen.
Exactly. Sometimes people get sticker shocked,
Right.
I would say, when they're like, how much does that cost? But don't be. There's always ways around it. There's always ways to negotiate. And negotiating doesn't mean you're going to save money. It might mean you might get an extra hour. You might get an extra
Right.
minute or two in your video. You might get an extra linen. That's negotiating
Absolutely.
with our vendors, especially in our industry, I would say.
Yeah.
Not so much the dollar amount off. So
The add-ons almost.
The add-ons, exactly,
Yeah, the
exactly.
add-ons
Where
are-
you would save, where you might not have that option, not working with the professional.
So what would the time frame be? So this is the engagement season, and this is one of the big reasons that we kind of said that, is that, from Thanksgiving to New Year's, basically, it seems like every other second I'm talking to someone, they're getting engaged. This year I have like 5 weddings to go to. I don't even know what I'm going to do about all that. But it seems like this is the big season when it comes up, right around the holidays. When people are thinking about this and they're putting it out there, is there things that let's kind of call this the last question, but from a date perspective, do you have recommendations when people come to see you about how far out or expectations on when they should set a date for planning the wedding?
So it's kind of whatever they want. Obviously, whatever they, what month they want to be in. Obviously, you stick through May through October. It's the busy season, and you're going to get charged more. November through April is almost half.
Yeah, it's true.
So if there's certain dates that you don't mind waiting until November, even November, the first week of November here is beautiful.
Right.
Second week, even a little still nice.
I was having a conversation with Maggie Longo from Harbor Lights, another supporter of us and everything, and she was saying the same thing, is that people don't realize that there's still so much visual perspective when you come into and even in snow, even in December, like
so
you're almost
pretty.
like in a snow globe in certain places
Yes.
that you can go to do this.
Yes.
So I think that was a good point that you gave me. But Erica's a great resource. Infinite Events is something you want to make sure that you check out. We're going to put everything all out there, but use these resources that are out there,
Yes.
and you can expect that as we continue to grow this whole everything about the weddings and the information, that Erica will continue to hopefully stay by my side and be a great
Yes.
resource
I'll
to
be
help
here
us
for
for the
you.
future. So
Yes.
thank you so much for joining. It was great to have you.
Very.
I'll see you soon, I'm
Sounds
sure.
good.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much.